Praise be to Jesus. Hi, everyone. Okay, so let's continue here. April 19th, 2016. Will Pope Francis dump the just war doctrine? Pope Francis gives every indication of wanting to go down as one of the great reformers in the history of the Roman Catholic Church. Doesn't need to be. You don't reform truth. Anyway. With the recent publication of the Apostolic Exhortation Amoris Laetitia, he finally pronounced on whether the Church would begin allowing divorced and remarried Catholics whose first marriages haven't been annulled to receive the sacrament of communion. Answer: official doctrine says no, but priests can say yes. So what's next? If a landmark 3-day conference held at the Vatican last week is any indication, it may well be the Church's position on matters of war and peace. Participants in the conference called on the Pope to issue an encyclical or other authoritative teaching document in which he would advise Catholics to stop using the Church's long tradition of just war theorizing to analyze international relations. All right, April 22nd. Pope Francis reneges on offer to take in Christian refugees. I remember this one. A Christian brother and sister from Syria felt blessed to have been among the dozen refugees selected to start a new life in Italy. But now, say their savior, Pope Francis, abandoned them on a Greek island. Their dreams were shattered when they were informed the following day that they would not be traveling to Rome. Instead, 3 Muslim families were taken. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Asked why they were all Muslim, Francis said there was something wrong with the papers of the Christian family on the list. The Vatican declined comment. Boy, that sounds like a bunch of malarkey. April 23rd. An estimated 70,000 teenagers were in Rome to celebrate Francis' Jubilee dedication to the theme of mercy. In a surprise move, Pope Francis heard confessions from 16 of them, and a video message from him was broadcast at a rock and rap concert. One of the teenagers chosen to confess said she had been trembling as she approached the chair on which the Pope was sitting in St. Peter's Square. Quote, "But as soon as I sat down, I had the feeling of being next to a normal person rather than the Pope. Francis is really one of us," unquote. Anna Tabibi, 15, told La Repubblica newspaper. The Sicilian teenager said she had been touched by Francis' tenderness as he listened to her confession. Quote, "I expected him to give me a penance. Instead, he absolved me and let me go." I guess without any penance. Oh boy. Well, I've run into that with priests. You don't give you any penance. Or they give you such a, I don't know, it's just such a, so little or something. I don't know. It seems like, when I was a kid, it was a lot more than that. April 24th. Pope Francis made a surprise appearance at an Earth Day event. In vintage Francis style, he had a prepared text but abandoned it when he took the stage, delivering an entirely impromptu set of remarks. He said, quote, "We all have something in common. We're all human. And in this humanity, we can get close to each other to work together. But I belong to this religion or to that one. It doesn't matter. Let's all go forward to work together, respecting each other." Respecting. Okay. Doesn't matter what religion you are. I mean, the whole idea of you being alive is to make your choice whether you're going to accept Jesus Christ or not. April the 30th. Pope greets Rotary members as special Jubilee audience. Nearly 9,000 Rotary members attended the Jubilee audience in St. Peter's Square on Saturday at the invitation of Pope Francis. Rotary kicked off the Rotarian Jubilee on Friday afternoon with a conference on the challenges refugees are facing worldwide. The conference, organized by the Jesuit Refugee Service in partnership with Rotary, UNHCR, and WFP, and entitled, quote, Helping Refugees to Start Over, unquote, focused on the work that can be done to give millions of refugees dignity and quality education. Mr. Ravindran, president of Rotary International, called Pope Francis a model for Rotarians, saying, quote, he is doing exactly what every Rotarian should be doing. So we see a great synergy of thought with this Pope. And being here, receiving his blessing, I think is something quite wonderful for us, unquote. From Vatican Radio. Here, let me check the time. Where's the... Oh, here. Okay. May 3rd. Archbishop Bruno Forte, the Special Secretary for the Synods on Marriage and Family, gave a presentation on Amoris Laetitia, where claimed that Pope Francis said, quote, if we speak explicitly about communion for the divorced and remarried, you do not know what a terrible mess we will make. So we won't speak plainly. Do it in a way that the premises are there. Then I will draw out the conclusions, unquote. Well, don't speak plainly. So we won't speak plainly. Boy. You know, are you going to trust someone? I mean, none of us trust them, but I mean, who would trust a person who would say, so we won't speak plainly? It's just amazing that people... May the 3rd, U2's lead rock guitarist, Rock Sistine Chapel. The Edge from Irish rock band sensation U2 played, quote, the most beautiful parish hall in the world, unquote, this weekend, the Sistine Chapel. The performance, the first ever rock concert in the historic chapel, was given for about 200 doctors and researchers who attended a conference at the Vatican last week on regenerative medicine. The conference discussed the use of adult stem cells to cure different and rare diseases. The singer dedicated his performance of the 2000 song Walk On to Pope Francis, who he called, quote, the People's Pope. Speakers at the conference included Pope Francis and U.S. Vice President Joe Biden. Oh, I think Joe Biden proclaims he's a Catholic. I think he's one of them. May the 6th. Catholics and Buddhists should work together for the environment. That's from Vatican Radio. Let's see, I don't want to go over here. All right, here I'll read one more. Pope says Church should study ordaining women as deacons. This is back in May 2016. Vatican Radio, which is run by the Church, portrayed the Pope's remarks as a broad call, quote, to set up a commission to study the possibility of reinstating female deacons. Get that word, reinstating, as if they were before. Well, some people think that's true, other people think that's not true. Because they just got done with a few months ago, the commission that was set up to study female deacons. They got to a certain point, and then they started disagreeing on whether or not there were, there was some important element that was missing. Others said that it was there, whatever. The question is controversial because it would open the door for women into the Catholic Church's all-male clergy. Since Vatican reforms in the mid-60s, permanent deacons, those who do not plan on becoming priests, can perform many of the same functions as a priest, including preach, celebrate marriages, lead funeral services, and run parishes. CNN. Pope calls for a commission to study reinstating female deacons. Pope Francis led an in-depth discussion about the role of women in the Church, saying he wants to set up a commission to study the possibility of reinstating female deacons. Questioned about the prospect of changes to canon law, which would facilitate the reform process being undertaken by many women's congregations, the Pope said such changes could be possible, providing they were the result of a process of discernment by competent authorities. There are no competent authorities in the Church anymore, or if there are, there are very few, and they don't really say anything anyway. Well, I think we should probably stop there. What was I going to say about this? Oh, well, this is on the whatchamacallit. The agenda for the October Pan-Amazonian Synod, so that's probably get passed. Okay, that's it here. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye.